Crosse is home to thousands of ash trees, and tonight residents are learning how to fight back against a little green beetle called the emerald ash borer.
It's a pest that threatens to destroy the entire ash tree population. News 8's Jenna Traum joins us now with a look at the scope of the problem and what you can do if there's an ash tree in your yard.
Eats ash trees alive. Now, right now, there's just one infested tree in the city of Crosse, but the city parks director says it's not a matter of if the infestation spreads, but when. There are 21 trees in this field in Riverside Park, but in about 5 years, half of them could be gone.
The maximum amount of dieback will take place within 5 years. It will kill every ash. There's no debate about it.
That's why Don Skibba came to a workshop on the emerald ash borer.
We have an ash tree in our front yard, and I want to know, kind of what I'm supposed to do next. We think it's infected, so we just want to see what the next steps are.
The ash tree in his family's yard is more than 3 times the size of their house, and it's been there for decades. But Skibba thinks he's going to have to take it down.
Well, it's a big shade tree for our front yard and for our house, so we really need to figure out, what they have a portion tonight, what you can plant, after you take your tree down. So I'm kind of looking at, what would make sense to put there as well.
Chris Williamson is a professor of entomology at UW-Madison, and he came to the workshop to tell homeowners how to spot signs of infestation and what to do if they've got an infested tree.
Some of the signs and symptoms that we look for is upper crown canopy dieback, meaning thinning of the tree, loss of foliage near the top of the tree. That's one of the telltale signs. Other telltale signs are woodpecker activity.
So what do you do if you find out your tree is infested? Well, you have 2 options.
If it has 50% or more canopy loss, I would suggest to you do nothing to that tree. It's probably best to have somebody professionally remove that tree. If it has 50% canopy dieback or less, then you could consider treating it with an insecticide.
La Crosse Park Superintendent Gar Amundsen says the city should cut its losses and cut down the trees.
Approximately 3,500 boulevard trees will probably be removed and not inject. It will probably be removal and replace because it will wipe out all the ash trees in the city and in the area.
The city does plan on replacing the trees it cuts down at a later time, but it wants to make sure it replaces them with a variety of different kinds of trees. That's to prevent having to take them down all over again if another tree epidemic strikes in the future.
Thanks, Jenna. Kind of sad to think all those ash trees could be gone. And a quarantine is in place for a dozen Wisconsin counties right now, including La Crosse.
And that means no one can move any firewood or ash trees out of the county to prevent spread of the emerald ash borer.